Let's go to Alberta, Canada next. Robert is on the line there. Robert, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How you doing?
Good, Robert. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. How can I help?
A little bit of a predicament. So I was on baby step number 2 pre-COVID, and then life happened. COVID happened, and I wasn't prepared. And obviously, as I'm getting back on track, I'm kind of challenged with my career. I work in automotive finance. I strictly get paid to put people in debt and make poor financial choices. Mm-hmm. It eats away at me because I truly do want to help people financially. I see a lot of these choices that people make, and like I said, my income is solely based off them making poor choices. And I kind of need some direction. I have an idea where I want to go. I think I want to get into financial advisory or financial planning. The challenge that I've seen is a lot of these financial advisory companies, they recommend whole life, a lot of unnecessary insurances. They recommend people going on an LOC with their mortgage and using the remaining to put towards investments. And that's not in line with what I've been taught with Dave Ramsey and you guys.
Right. Well, I would tell you that I think you're doing too broad of a brush stroke there. I don't think everybody does that. And I think what you've got to do is you begin to do your homework. So, for instance, I know here in the United States, we've got lots of smart investor pros. You've heard that phrase. You're a Dave Ramsey guy. And these are men and women they're not trying to sell you some product, pushing you to whole life. They are in alignment with what Dave Ramsey and Ramsey Solutions teaches, what I believe. And so you can find great financial advising and planning firms where you could come in and there's no high pressure for you to pitch a product that you don't believe in, like whole life and those silly mortgages. So when it comes to financial advising and planning, as long as you are doing the basic stuff and you're not pitching, you're not feeling a product that you're being pressured to pitch that you don't agree with, then you won't run into that same situation that you're running into now. And I just don't believe that every, financial advising planning company in Canada is doing that. And so you look hard enough and you figure it out, and then I think eventually you could do your own thing once you're fully qualified.
I guess my biggest challenge though is I feel like I'm stuck in my current career because it's all I know right now and I do very well with it. However,
nah, you know what? You're not stuck.
I don't know how to do the transition.
Well, okay, that's why you called. So You think, and this is the wrong narrative, but I understand why you're there. You're going, this is all I know. It's all I do is finance. No. Break down, let's strip away the fact that you're providing a loan, a risky loan, a bad loan, whatever you want to call it, to people so they can get a car. Strip that out of it. What are you really doing in that job with those people? What are you actually doing? Describe the work from a role standpoint, not a specific service or product. What is the role you're playing?
Well, I buy credit leads and I pitch people on credit, how automotive finance is going to help their credit. I
know. So tell me, what is that role that you're playing?
I guess I coach people on credit. It's funny. I do implement a lot of things that I've learned from Dave Ramsey into, except the debt part, right?
Yeah. So I would tell you that there's no wrong answer to what I asked you. If you want to call it coaching, that's fine. I was going to say you're selling. You are persuading. You pick the word, right? You tracking with me?
Yes, I am.
So are you telling me there's not other jobs in the Canadian economy where you can sell or persuade or coach? I mean, essentially you are convincing people. I think it's a straight up sales job is what I think. So it sounds like to me, you're getting a list of people and you call them up and go, hey, I can get you in a car. And you're trying to show them how. So that's that coaching word that you threw out there. But you've got really good experience in closing people toward a product. Because if you want to call it this, the loan is the product that you're selling. Am I right?
That's correct, yes.
So you're telling me you can't sell other products that you're passionate about? Of course you can.
I'm sure I can.
I know you can. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
I've helped people in my church that have reached out to me and asked me about finances, and I coach them on the baby steps and stuff. And I just have so much passion with that.
Yeah.
I bet you guys didn't have an office up here in Canada.
I know. But what I'm trying to address is the feeling of being stuck. You're not stuck.
Yeah.
Because you can get out of this job within the next, I'd say, month, 2 months pretty quickly, or it might take you 3 or 4 months, depending on the job economy in Canada, which I'm not as familiar with, of course. But in the United States, we're now at 6.7% unemployment. Depending on what state you live in, the job economy is really, really healthy. But here's the point. If you need to make a transition so that you feel better about yourself and you're not selling automotive loans, go sell something else that you are excited about, the product or the service that is not anti your values, and it's something that helps people and you can get excited about it. And that becomes your transition day job while you are getting qualified to be a financial advisor, which in the United States does not require a degree. It's licensing. So you take the certification and then you get in and you've got great experience in sales and customer coaching, counseling. I think you're a very attractive candidate to do a lot of jobs while you are getting qualified to do the dream job of financial advising and planning. Thoughts?
I do agree with you.
Okay. So what's your next step? I know what it is. I want to know if you're tracking with me.
I'm hesitant to leave what I know just because it's the comfort zone, and it's also for sales jobs. I haven't seen too many people that make as much in sales up here in Canada other than automotive finance.
Okay, then. I think I'm going to shock you with what I'm about to say. I'm fine with that. But you told me, you started off the phone call going, this job, you can't stand it because it's, against all of your values. It's not an unethical job. You're not doing anything wrong. You just don't agree with people doing stupid car loans or debt at all. Okay, but it doesn't make
they're going to make those decisions whether I'm involved or not, I guess.
That's my point. So this comes down to you deciding, because you're just scared. And I don't want to step on your toes too much, Robert, but you're just like every other human being that's in this situation that you've described. And I've talked to many, 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 many. And here's where you sit today. You would rather be miserable than uncomfortable. That's what you just said, even though you didn't say it that way. You'd rather be miserable in a job that you really don't have any connection to and you can't stand, you feel bad about yourself every day. But you'd rather deal with that than put yourself in the position of getting another sales job and doing something that you haven't done technically before, but that's garbage. You have done it. Any sales job I put you in, you should be extremely confident in your abilities because that's what you've been doing for a long time, successfully selling. Now, I'm not telling you to leave this job. I'm okay if you stay until you get qualified and then you get connected and then you get started with the job in the financial advising. That's fine. I don't mind if you stay, but I'm just letting you know your big holdup is you.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy what I do. Like I said, I have a great time. I'm in a very healthy environment, but it's just, I think I truly want to help people get out of debt instead of put them in it.
Okay, fine. You've talked yourself into staying, and again, I'm fine with that, but I'm telling you when you started the phone call, you didn't sound like a man who enjoys his job. So again, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to push you.
I do enjoy it. I just don't like the position that I put people in. That's
all right, so then stay and start getting qualified right now for financial advising, financial planning. Okay. What do you need? And here's the 4 questions in stage 2 of my 7 stages. Stage 2 is get qualified. What do I need to learn? That's the education question. What do I need to do? That's the experience question. How much is that going to cost me financially? That's the economic question. The 4th one is how long is it going to take me to finish this plan and get my ticket to the dance? That's the expectation question. You answer those 4 questions, Robert, and now you got yourself a plan.
Perfect.
Yeah. Go for it, man.
Get qualified. What do I need to do?
Yeah, what do you need to learn? What do you need to learn? So that's your qualifications. Like there is a certification process in Canada, I'm sure, just like the United States, right?
Yeah.
So what courses, testing would you need to complete to get your license or whatever the certification is in Canada to be a financial advisor? That's the what do I need to learn and do in this case, okay? Now, second part of that what do I need to do experience question is what's the entry level going to need to look like for me to get in and work my way up? And so what's it going to cost me is what do the courses cost, the licensing certification process, what does all that cost you? And then if you got to take a step back for an entry level, what's that going to cost you? You got to think through all that. So you got a plan, then you're not scared. And then you got a ballpark idea how long it's going to take. Make sense?
Okay. That makes perfect sense.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what I called in for.
You the man. I appreciate you listening up there. Tell all of our other friends in Canada about the Ken Coleman Show as well. Thank you, sir.